Hello everyone, Lloyd Moyer here. As I said in my previous video, you may remember I'm in the middle of moving, so I'm packing up my shop and trying to figure out some things that I can still do to put on a video for you. And today I'm going to do one of the few kit projects that I do. I make pens every once in a while. I'm not that great at it, but and it takes me a long time. So I make a pen every once in a while. But the one I enjoy making and I make a fair number of is bottle openers. It's a relatively small kit. It's just the bottle opener end, so it's still almost entirely me making it, which is what I don't really like about a lot of the kits. So that's what you're going to see me do in today's video. I have one that's already prepared and glued up, and then I'll show you how I get the piece set up for gluing and the insert that the bottle opener threads into. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. I may be lost for a couple of weeks here getting set up in my new shop, but I'm looking forward to that, and you'll be hearing from me soon. So what I'll be making my bottle openers with today is this. Actually, I have two pieces here of Katsura, which is, I believe it's a species of tree indigenous to Asia, but I'm not entirely sure where. So I'm gonna start with this one, and I've already trued up the ends and given myself a place to grip in the chuck. This is gonna go between centers eventually, but to drill out for the insert, I'm going to use the chuck. So the insert that I have, this is the kit. It's just this piece here, this chrome threaded bottle opener, and I have this insert. So I have to drill out this end. I have to true this up and drill out this end, and then insert this into the drilled out hole, and then glue it up and wait for it to dry. So that's where we're going to start. Let's see if I can do this without moving the camera. First of all, I just want to get it moving something like true. So I'm going to start just by truing up this end. So the way I want this to work is I want the threaded piece to be down towards the end of the I want the insert to be down towards the end of the threaded piece. I don't want the this gold part all the way up close to the hole. So that needs to go down there. So I'm going, oh, it's probably about an inch deep. But I'm also not, it doesn't have to be just perfect. So I already have my my 1/2 inch drill bit in my Jacob's chuck here, and I think I'm looking at that. I think I want to, I do think I want this a little bit, I want this centered a little bit better. So I'm gonna take just another minute to get this where I want it. All right, so as I said, I have my 1/2 inch drill bit here in my Jacob's chuck, and I'm just gonna drill a 1/2 inch hole in here. And I'm gonna go in about, an inch, inch and a half, something like that. So now what I have is this piece will sit right in there. Once I glue it in, it'll just sit just like that. So now I'm gonna go and glue it, but actually I'm not gonna go and glue it because what I have here is my second one. So this one I've already done. So I've already glued it, and you can see the insert sitting in there in the glue. So here I am following day. I actually glued both of these up and let them sit overnight. So now I have 2 blanks for bottle openers, and they just thread right onto this this piece that goes into the Jacob's chuck. And this little collet right here is the same, I believe I said, is the same diameter as the as the top or the base of the bottle opener. So as long as that's the same size, it's going to be even. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to rough this out with my 1-inch skew chisel for starters. Notice when I'm turning with the skew chisel, you should be able to see that the shavings are coming off in the lower half of the tool. When the shavings start to drift upwards, that's when you get a catch. Really just trying to get this round right now. Not quite there yet. That feels like right. Pretty close. Yes. So this does have some punkiness in the wood right here that'll require a little bit more attention. So I find a good bottle opener comes down to the smallest diameter. Like so. Now that's mainly what I want to do right now. I want to set this diameter um, so that I'm now going to take this out of this chuck, and I want to mess around a little bit with the center. I want to mess around a little bit with making this an off-center kind of turning. And I just want to experiment with it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Because I can't do it. It has to sit. The whole point of the Jacobs chuck is that it sits just so. Self-centering, I guess you might call it. Now my question is, how do I hold the rest of it? Do it like this. So you see what I'm doing is if I put the spur center anywhere away from center, then I'm going to have a different center, obviously. Like so. But now, when I come in here with my 3/8 spindle gouge, and all I'm going to do here is make a divot. And I think I want to make it go far enough down that it's round. So the bottom of this cove is round. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. So the bottom of this cove is going to be round, so I need to come down a little bit more. All right, so I'm all the way around here. Now, when you're doing this, something very important to remember and very easy to forget is to sand it. I'm just starting this piece, so I'm not thinking about sanding. But because this is off center and this is round now, once I move it, I'm not going to be able to sand this easily. So I'm going to sand it now. That's the 220 grit. Actually, I have some 320 here, so I'll use it. All right. Now, just for funsies, I'm going to take this back and I'm going to go to the other side of my center. And we're going to do another one. And you can see what I mean about not forgetting to sand, right? So I'm just going to do the same thing over again. And you can get much more creative than this. Lots of people do. You know, there are people that do whole sculptures in wood turning. I saw a demonstration one of a guy who makes literally makes sculptures, makes animal heads, is what I remember him making. It was around Christmas time, and he made a reindeer. All wood turning and all changing the centers. Really, really neat. I'm not that good, or at least I'm going to say I'm not that good at this, at doing this kind of thing. I'm not that creative with. I don't have the spatial imagination for what changing the center does. But there you go. So that's what changing the centers can do. And then when I'm done this, I might do a third one back to this again. So again, sanding. We'll say that, like many things in wood turning, this technique can be overdone. I don't think I would do the whole thing like this. But I do think I will do one more. And because I already have the hole, you know what? Let's see what happens if I do it on a third axis. I also have made, you know, I only changed one of the centers. So the further down I get, you know, the further away I get from this end here, the less out of round this is, the less off center it is. But maybe Let me try this. So the two ends are going to be on the same axis here. You can also probably see in the I guess the ghosts, you can see how even your cove is. You can actually probably see it looking from above better than I can. You do have to be careful when you're sanding these because you do have some unevenness kicking around. Just be aware. So that looks kind of fun to me. Now we're going to turn it around, put it back in the chuck, in the jig, whatever you want to call it, into the Jacob's chuck. And now I just have to ignore this section and I can turn the rest. I'm just thinking about how this is going to be comfortable to hold. The nice thing about doing these things is it fits your fits at least my fingers, fits your fingers pretty well. That makes that kind of neat. So this is going to be another little cove here. I'm going to do that with my larger spindle gouge, at least for starters. I can probably do it with the skew. This is larger than most bottle openers. I realize that. But I'm having fun with it, so that needs to be cleaned up, which is probably not going to happen easily because it's kind of punky. So this is going to sand a little differently, that's all. And the again, because that wood is a little softer, it's just going to be the way it is. Cool. And the last thing I have to do is take this little nub off at this end. Need to put a little bit of. I'm going to put a little bit of straight oil into this into the punky part of this wood. Walnut oil is great for things like this because it dries pretty hard, but it's thin enough that it soaks in. So it's, while it's not a polyurethane or anything like that, it does a good job of shoring up slightly softer wood like this. Okay. Okay. First bit of that I was doing with the gouge, and then I'm going to do the last of it. I'm going to turn the speed way down here, just so that I can be extra careful and I'm not throwing anything around the shop. If anything funky happens, I'm going to back this off, back the tailstock out here, so I can give a little bit of extra support with my hand. You can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. Just being gentle. I feel like I've said before, so much stuff. There's so much stuff that you can do on the lathe, provided that you're gentle. Take your time. So, I'm just going to take this end, which I already sanded on my belt sander, just to even it out. Just going to Sand that a little bit with 320. Give it a little oil. And then the bottle opener just threads right onto there. And there it is. So I'm going to do my second one now. And I'm going to do that one a little bit more traditionally. Okay. Running at about just under 2,000 RPMs here. Again, this does seem kind of extra long for a bottle opener. So it may get shortened. This piece right here, to me, is really the only important design part of a good bottle opener. For whatever reason, like it's a place for your thumb to sit, and it's the fact that it gets bigger here and then goes down to the base of the bottle opener. That's anything else you can do, however you want. Well, you can do whatever you want anyway, of course. But for me, that's the only part that is really important. I'm going to make this one a little bit more traditionally sized, I think. You see that? The skew got caught up higher than center, and so it threw me back. Did it again. That caught me right about here. I just want to see how I'm looking here. Looks good to me. Because I do have, excuse me, because I do have plenty of room, I think I'm going to put a little bit of decoration down here on the bottom. You know, a little bead on the bottom or something. Just getting this out of the way. Nope, don't like it. No bead. What I can have and what I will have are some grooves. Just like so. Maybe it'll actually become more like beads. Yeah, something like that. .180 grit sanding. I have nothing against project turning. If that's your thing, if you enjoy it, you like making pens, you like making shaving brushes, good for you. Like, do what makes you happy. Do what gives you a thrill. Um, just not my thing. I like generally like to make things that I make every part of it. Um, however, I do kind of enjoy making these because they are supremely useful. Um, they're relatively easy, as you can see. Not necessarily simple, but not not difficult. And they're like it's the kind of thing that if somebody has one of these, like you're gonna have a bottle opener anyway. Like I think it's cool that you're using one that's handmade. I'm going a little bit too fast now for no support. Started to come out of the chuck, not tightened down well enough. I actually have lost the the key for my Jacobs chuck, so I use this. My chuck key does pretty well. So there they are. One fancy, one pretty traditional. Both useful. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.